You are Locked On Marlins POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? And I just have to start by saying, first of all, welcome to your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. And yes, I have some things we need to get to tonight. Yeah, it was a tough one for the Marlins. They go on the road and lose 4-1 to Kansas City. And what a beautiful stadium. What a great baseball town. Kansas City, one of those precious baseball gems that we're just glad we have in America, man. It's just an unbelievable place. Great stadium, incredible fans, tremendous food, all those things that go into making it a great baseball city, making sure we're live here. Yeah, everything's good. Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. They lose 4-1. And yeah, it's the opener of a 3-game series in Kansas City. And yeah, they lose the first game of a road trip. And yeah, they play 4 games this weekend in Philadelphia. On the streets of Philadelphia. Anyway, they play Philly this weekend. And, that's like funeral music. And it was at the time because, never mind, the movie, everyone thought they had AIDS. But the Marlins are actually going to Philadelphia to possibly die because the Phillies are that good. Anyway, 4-1 they lose. Real quick, couple things to get to because we got some celebrating to do. South Florida and Marlins fans who are also Panthers fans. Want to thank you first, though, for making Locked On Marlins POSTCAST your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. That's right, plus on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. You can tell I got a new setup going in the studio. The monitor didn't work. Had to hang a jersey on that. We spent all day trying to get this going, but all good because in the end, we are literally making an incredible studio here for you guys. And this episode here tonight is brought to you by Prize Picks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnMLB and use code, all lowercase, LockedOnMLB, LOCKEDONMLB. Locked On MLB is the code for a first deposit match up to $100. You heard? All right. Man, another Marlin just struck out. This just in. Cole Ragans. When you have a pitcher with the name Cole, you know he's going to be grimy. You know he's going to be filthy. You know he's going to come at you, bust you in on the hands, trying to break your bat. There's going to be a lot of filth coming your way from a guy named Cole, without a doubt. So let's get to it, shall we? All right. Hold on. Why does this thing keep... There we go. Can you guys hear me all right? Check, check, check. This is the one thing about being on live like this, man. You just don't know. Boom, boom. There we go. Yeah, we got it. We definitely got it. Am I hot? Is my audio hot? You know what I'm saying? Too loud because it reverbs and it what's the word I'm looking for? Overmodulates and everything gets all messed up. But the Marlins lose 4-1 tonight. Cole Ragans strikes out 11. As the Marlins go down, opening game of a road trip. They did a respectable job on a homestand, 4 out of 6, and now they're back on the road. And so we will take you through it. There's nothing to it. And the Royals got going. You know what I mean? Ragans is a good pitcher, man. First of all, this dude can really throw. He lights the lamp too, doesn't he? He lights the lamp. Yep, he can throw pretty hard. And the Marlins have made a lot of starting pitchers look really good lately, right? A ton of starting pitchers look really good lately. And, we don't want to lose that in all this, is the fact that they're not a very good offensive team. They're not a very good offensive team. We talk about this all the time, night in and night out. They're not a very good hitting team. They're not. They don't have that big gun in the middle of the lineup. Look, your ace is out for the year. Your best hitter is gone from last year. You had one big RBI guy in the middle of the lineup. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why people are confused as to why this team's not scoring runs, man. You just don't have that big presence in the middle of the lineup. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. You just don't have that presence. You don't have it this year. It is what it is. That team went 84-78, 6 games above 500. Skip Schumacher, great job. And they lost in the wild card 2-0 to the Phillies, by the way. And the Phillies ended up losing to the D-backs in the National League Championship Series. But when I'm thinking about that Marlins team from a year ago and how different it is right now, you're looking at the guys who had good years last year who are even back this year. I mean, they had Luis Ariz. He hit .354 last year. He's the leading hitter in baseball, playing for the Padres now. They traded him a little bit earlier this year, obviously. You know what I mean? And by the way, congratulations, Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. First one in the franchise's history. Remind me at the end of the show to tell you my Florida Panthers stories. I have a couple of good ones from my years covering the Panthers and going to games at the old Miami Arena. The year of the Rat, I was there every single night, man. It was incredible. I should get paid to tell these stories. Oh, yeah, I am. No, so seriously, though, I mean, you look at Ariz last year, hit .354, and you're looking at the offensive numbers a year ago. I mean, De La Cruz and Chisholm are 19 home runs apiece. Young guys in that lineup hitting .257 and .250, and it was really Soler. Soler was the big gun in the middle of that lineup with 36 homers and the 75 ribbies. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he's not a superstar player by any means. And that was your best offensive player a year ago. I mean, Bell had 11 home runs. I forgot about Garrett Cooper. Yeah, 19 apiece for De La Cruz and Chisholm, and Soler's gone. So what are you going to do? And Ariz is gone. So your leading hitter is De La Cruz, who's hitting like .269. He's also your leading home run hitter with 13. He had an RBI double tonight to score Jazz. That's, you know what I mean? Those guys are supporting players around a big star. The Yankees have 3-4 of them in their lineup, although Giancarlo's hurt again. How long ago does it seem like that Giancarlo played for the Marlins, man? That seems like literally forever ago. Absolutely forever ago. So, yeah, the Marlins dropped that one tonight, and, you know, I mean, they had been playing pretty decent. But when Ragans is throwing like he's throwing tonight, and look, the Marlins have not been hitting good at all lately, and they're making every pitcher look great. But, you know, when you're throwing 95, 94, he's throwing all four seamers in the first step. Imagine that. You're Jazz Chisholm, and you come to the plate, and as I always did as a hitter, and you did too if you played ball, you're sitting dead red fastball, first pitch. I love to swing at the first pitch when I played ball. A lot of big league hitters have a different approach. Take two, get a strike, see as many pitches as you can. I'm no big league hitter. I'm not going to sit here and tell anyone how to do it, but what I'm saying is usually when you see more pitches, you start to hit them better. Usually when you see more pitches throughout the course of an at-bat, that's why you're going to start them fastball high and tight. Then you're going to go low and away with a slider. Sinker down and in, fastball high and away. You know, you get the picture, right? Well, Jazz got 5 consecutive four-seam fastballs from Ragans to start the game, all of them in the exact same spot. That's basically just sticking your middle finger up and saying, yeah, here it comes. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. That's the answer, at least not on that one, although Jazz did get decent wood on it, flew to center. De La Cruz struck out swinging. 96 on four-seamers, 2 in a row. 96 mile-an-hour four. You want to know why he had 11 strikeouts? 96 mile-an-hour four-seamer, followed by 85 and 86 changeup, diving down and painting with that thing. Four-seamer and a changeup was pretty much all he was throwing early in this game. Struck out De La Cruz, struck out Berger. And he got Jake, and this isn't even fair. You're the number 3 hitter in the lineup. You're sitting there watching this dude throw, 12 pitches to Chisholm and De La Cruz between when you're in the hole and when you're in the circle. And you're thinking, all right, man, four-seam fastball, change up. If he takes something off of it, I'm going to have to just stay back. I can do that. Maybe I won't hit it as hard, but I'll get good wood on it. Nope, first pitch, 81 mile-an-hour knuckle curve. Then he throws the changeup. He goes from the knuckle curve to the changeup. Off speed, then 97 miles an hour. Almost not fair. This kid's a really good pitcher, man. And the Royals have not been winning games. They've won 4 out of their last 11. But Roddery Munoz looked pretty decent for the Marlins tonight. And, he had a bunch of strikeouts. And I'll tell you the line on him in a minute. It's confusing when you think about the guy gave up 4 runs because he did look good tonight. He was striking some guys out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the first. Top of the second, the Marlins start to get things going a little bit. Sanchez strikes out swinging. Anderson lines out to right. Lopez, 2-hit night for Automatic. You see in the rundown. Gordon grounds out to the pitcher. And there you have it. Bottom second for KC. Perez strikes out swinging. Massey grounds out Melendez, walks Renfroe, walks Melendez to second. Alexander strikes out swinging. So really with Munoz, and I think I mentioned this, and if I haven't mentioned it yet, I'll mention it now, so calm down. Munoz gave up home runs tonight. Back-to-back jacks, actually, later in the game, and I'll get to those in a minute. So he did pitch pretty well tonight, just mistakes in key moments that end up hurting him, and that's not something that, obviously you can afford to keep happening and have a nice career and even stick around in the major leagues because you got to get guys out. This just in. You got to get guys out, and, You can be pitching a great game. And then all of a sudden, a couple mistakes here, a couple mistakes there, and your good game goes down the toilet. And that's what happened tonight, in a way, to Munoz. Marlins top of the third, nothing doing. They until that point in the game, and then they finally get things going. It's when they got on the board. Ragans pitching really well, lights out for KC, gets Rivera on a pop-up. Fortes strikes out looking. Jazz walks. The 2-out walk is always a good thing. And then DLC, Brian De La Cruz, doubles to left. Jazz had gone back like he was going to tag because it's a deep left field corner. He's on first base. He had gone back toward the bag like he's going to tag, and then he had to go because that ball went down into the ball in the corner. But when I look at where am I at here? When I look at what the Marlins could not do offensively tonight, I'll get to that in a minute. Where we go? Okay, there's the RBI double for DLC, just ripping it down the line, and Chisholm had to start back toward first because the third baseman could have caught the line drive, and then that would have been it. Man, I just think back to George Brett when I was a kid, and then Jazz had to run all the way around. He went back to him all the way around, head first slide. Petey, we called him, Pete Rose, into home plate, and Brian De La Cruz with the RBI double. He's starting to hit well again. And then, to me, I'm going to get to where this game really turned. Un momento, por favor. So this is where, to me, this game completely changed. Where are we at here? Yeah, the fourth inning was the difference maker in this game. The bases are loaded in the top of the fourth for the Marlins. Look, Munoz is cruising in the third. Isbell struck out swinging. Garcia grounds out. Witt flies out. And then you get to the top of the fourth inning for the Marlins, and it's already 1-0. You already had Ragans kind of in the weeds a little bit in the third. You got the run off him with 2 outs, and now your pitcher does his job, Munoz does his job, and you come right back out. What happens? The Marlins get the bases loaded in the fourth inning. Bases loaded, and they don't score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Here's what happens, right? Ragans is dealing by this point, right? Sanchez strikes out looking. Anderson strikes out swinging. 2 strikeouts, 2 outs to start the inning. 2-out rally. Otto Lopez, automatic. Just talk to the Otto man. Lopez singles to center. Gordon doubles to left. Lopez goes to third. So second and third with 2 outs. Rivera's walked, of course. And Fortes strikes out swinging. There were 2 outs before they had the bases loaded, yes. But that was a key moment in that game. Why, you ask? Was it a key moment in that game? Because that was the only inning in which Ragans really was in trouble for his whole entire outing, and the only inning in which the Marlins ever really made a threat in the game. And then what happened in the bottom of the fourth? Always seems to happen, right? In baseball, Murphy's Law, every single time you leave runners on and you don't score, you got the other pitcher on the ropes, you don't score, what happens? They come back and score. It almost happens every time like clockwork. And what happens to poor Roddery Munoz in the fourth inning? He's not poor, he's a pro baseball player, but Pasquantino homers to right field, and Perez homers right after that. And then it's 2-0, or 2-1 rather, KC. Then it's 2-1, they take the lead, and they never gave it back. It was a shame to see that because, Munoz was pitching well. And here's the thing that happens. You go back-to-back jacks with Pasquantino and Perez, and then Massey singles, Melendez walks, first and second, Renfroe flies out, Alexander flies out, both to left. They're all hitting the ball, and they're getting good wood on these. Renfroe hit a foul home run 17 miles. And then, 2 outs, first and second still. And then Isbell singles to center, and Massey scores. And they end up with 3 runs on 4 hits in that inning. So the Marlins leave the bases loaded in the top of the fourth, and in the bottom of the fourth, they give up that 3 spot. So this is where the game really turned, and then the Marlins top 5 right after the Royals put up that 3 spot on them. Jazz strikes out swinging. De La Cruz lines out to left, and Berger strikes out swinging. The Marlins strike out a lot. This just in. Munoz comes back out for the 5th for Miami, gives up a leadoff double to Witt Jr., does a nice job pitching his way out of it after that. No worries with Pasquantino, Perez, and Massey. Top of the 6th, Ragans still dealing. Sanchez draws a walk to start the inning, and you're thinking maybe they'll get something going. Nope. TA lines out to right. Otto was not automatic this time. Lopez flies to right. Gordon strikes out swinging. And then in the bottom of the 6th, the Royals would put the proverbial cherry on the sundae. Melendez pops out the second, but Hunter Renfroe Big bad Hunter Renfroe. Love this dude, by the way. What a ball player. Smashes a home run to left field, 434 feet. He's a video game character, Hunter Renfroe. Meanwhile, Stratton comes out for the 7th inning for KC. Brujan flies to right. Fortes grounds out to third. And Jazz Chisholm Jr. strikes out looking. And Chargois comes on for the Marlins. Gets him 1-2-3 in the 7th. Top of the 8th for the Marlins at the plate. De La Cruz fouls out. Berger reaches on an error by the pitcher Schreiber. And Sanchez, Anderson, back-to-back strikeouts to end the 8th. Royals bottom of the 8th, nothing doing. 1-2-3, I tell you, 1-2-3. And then the top of the 9th, yeah, they went quietly like mice. Lopez grounds out. Gordon strikes out swinging. And Brujan grounds out to the pitcher. So there you have it. The Miami Marlins fall 4-1 to the Kansas City Royals in Game 1 of their series in Kansas City. We're late to a break. Going to take it now. It's your Locked On Marlins postcast. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. And yeah, where are we at here? We are... Okay, where are you here? Come on now. Where are you? Sorry, guys. Bear with me for 1 second. It's the beauty of live content here. Come on. There we go. And there we go. All right. Mama told you there'd be days like these, but who cares? You don't care. I don't care. Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, 2-1 in 7 games. They were up 3 games to none on the Edmonton Oilers. After going to the finals last year and losing, they had never won Lord Stanley's Cup until tonight. We'll get to more on that. And I have a couple of Panthers stories for you in a minute. I know you're celebrating that cup tonight more than you're caring all that much about one Marlins game, but I'll tell you what, the Marlins fans showed up and showed out for the Panthers throughout the playoffs. They'd show like clips of the games in the stadium, or fans would be wearing the jersey. It was awesome. Anyway, I got to hit the break, and I have to tell you, man, every day I do this, and every single day I know you guys love it because we love sports. I love sports. I love them. 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 I hate it when they end. I hate that hockey's over. I hate that the NBA's done. But as the playoffs have winded down and we get fewer games, it's baseball now. It's boxing. It's MMA. The sports aren't sportsing like I want them to, but FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. All I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. Don't you wish everything worked like that? Mm-hmm. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head on over to FanDuel.com/lockedon and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Sorry guys, computer's going a little bit slow tonight. Everything's taking like an extra second or two to load. Remember, you kids don't even know the struggles we had. Oh boy, you've got mail. You know what I have in my mail? I have Prize Picks, man. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. You and the numbers. Just you and the numbers. Oh, I love it. All you do is pick more or pick less on 2 of 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with friends and become part of the Prize Picks community today. Why, you ask? Well, hey, I'm just the guy with the info. You can now win up to 100 times your money. That's 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. What are they, insane? You can turn $10 into $1,000. If you're looking for promotions, look no further. Prize Picks has you covered every week, from things like lowering select player stat projections on Tuesdays to help your lineup hit, or getting your free entries back if you have a losing lineup on Fridays. With the finals action over, the hoops doesn't have to stop. You got Caitlin Clark, you got Reese, you got the WNBA in full effect right now. Prize Picks is available in more than 30 states across the country. What are you doing, the other 20? Let's go. California has it, Texas has it, and Georgia. Oh, Georgia. So what are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app today. It's the only way I'm going to stop singing. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code LOCKEDON, on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. You know what else is easy? Making the switch to Locked On Sports Today. If you're watching ESPN, if you're watching Fox all day, you got to turn down the volume. All that shouting all the time. Well, you don't have to endure that anymore. Make the switch to Locked On Sports Today, a free 24/7 sports streaming channel program for you every day to bring you the biggest stories without all the screaming. Locked On Sports Today brings you can't-miss analysis, opinions, and news, streaming 24/7 on YouTube or the free Amazon Fire TV channels app, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. Well, how about that, man? We're moving right along. Thanks again, friend, for making Locked On Marlins POSTCAST your first listen every day. We're free, available wherever you get your podcasts and on the YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, or air day, however you want to say. I prefer to say air day every once in a while. But I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. Hope you're enjoying yourself day by dayers. You know the deal. The Marlins are a fun team to watch. They're not going to win the World Series this year, more than likely. But day in and day out, with the NBA over, we just told you in the Prize Picks commercial, with the NHL now over, Florida Panthers Stanley Cup champions for the first time. They raised Lord Stanley's Cup. I have some stories. I got a story to tell about the Panthers from back in the day, the year of the Rat, 1996. And oh man, what a glorious couple of year run that was. The Panthers going to the Stanley Cup, the Marlins winning the World Series in 97, the Dolphins with Jimmy Johnson coming in, and then Jimmy and Danny and Shula's getting run out, and of course, man, you had Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp down wreaking havoc at the U in the mid-90s, and then, yeah, the Miami Heat began that run with Pat Riley. Remember, he came in 96. They had the Alonzo Mourning trade, Tim Hardaway trade, Alonzo Mourning, and it was on with the Miami Heat. So you're watching your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST 4-1. Marlins lose to the Kansas City Royals tonight in KC. I love KC. One of the only cities in America that I go to, and I'm like, just bring me all your food, whatever you. I went to a place called Stroud's there one time, man. Big 12 championship game. We're all out there. We're hanging out. Jeff Kennedy, if you guys remember the name. We're out there for the Big 12 championship game, just being football nuts. And you go to a place called Stroud's and you just say, bring me everything, and you end up eating everything. All right, let's get to the box score. KC is absolutely legit. For the Kansas City Royals, victorious Kansas City Royals, Garcia 0 for 4. Witt, wait, where am I here? Why is this taking up my screen? Good Lord, I'm not having the best night. There we go. All right, Witt, 1 for 3. Pasquantino, 1 for 4 with the home run. Perez, 1 for 4 with the home run. Massey, 1 for 4. And let's see, Melendez, 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Renfroe, 1 for 2 with that homer. So basically 3 home runs for the Royals tonight is all they had. They only had 6 hits, and Munoz was really good tonight. It's just a shame, 3 mistakes, and you just kind of... you got to live with them. You just got to live with them. For the Marlins at the dish, they're not helping their pitchers much at all lately. Jazz 0 for 3 with a run scored. DLC 1 for 4 with the RBI double. Berger 0 for 4. Sanchez 0 for 4. Anderson 0 for 4. Lopez 2 for 4. 1 for 4 for Gordon. 0 for 1 for Rivera. Brujan 0 for 2. And Fortes 0 for 3. So only Otto Lopez had a 2-hit game for the Marlins. They only had 4 hits overall. And let's see, who did all the striking out? Let me see. That is weird. They're in there every single night, and now tonight they're not in there. Huh. Hold on, guys. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. And we got... Here we go. Come on, give me the full box. Why is it not showing me the strikeouts tonight? It does every other night, I swear. On the box score. Oh, well. Anyway, they struck out 11 times. Hey, there you have it. Chisholm twice, Berger 3 times, Sanchez 3 times, Anderson twice, Gordon twice, Fortes twice. Man, Chisholm, Anderson, Gordon, and Fortes 2 times each. Berger and Sanchez 3 times each. I mean, these pitchers had 15 strikeouts, 11 of them. For the starter, Ragans. 15 times. Only 3 walks, 4 hits. 1 RBI. It just another bad night for the Marlins at the dish. Meanwhile, on the hill, let's see right here. What do we got? For the Royals, Cole Ragans, 6 innings, 108 pitches, threw a lot of pitches, 11 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 run. Stratton, Schreiber, and MacArthur, sounds like a law firm, each threw an inning. Zeros across the board except for strikeouts because that's what the Marlins do. Stratton had 1, Schreiber had 2, and MacArthur had 1. Munoz, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts for Miami. Really, 3 mistakes in the game, those home runs, and that's that. Chargois goes 1 inning with a strikeout, nothing else. Emmanuel, 1 inning, nothing doing there. So 4-1 is the final. The Marlins lose to Kansas City. Middle game of that series will be tomorrow. We'll get you ready for that. On the other side, what did we miss here from the rundown? Anything? Automatic, Ragans, K's 11, Dinger today in KC because they hit 3 home runs. Game 2 tomorrow. We got it in. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got it in. I forgot UFC 303s this weekend. International Fight Week, baby. Going to be dope in Vegas. But man, oh man, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. Throw them up, South Florida. I got a story to tell you about that team on the other side. I used to know those guys really well, and man, it makes me feel old. But any chance I get to tell an old Florida Panthers story or two, I am right here. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Going to wrap it up in just a second. All right, guys, there we go. None of these overlays I've been working tonight. The joy of doing live. All right, here we go. Supply House. There we go. Okay. If you're a skilled tradesman, unlike me trying to produce a show, hello, I mean, this new era of running your own stuff. I mean, I remember watching Neil Rogers, Uncle Neil, for years, and just watching him do his thing on the radio. And he was like an octopus, man. Shout out to my friend Andrew Kalb, who used to produce for Neil Rogers, and Phil Hendry at WIOD, the Isle of Dreams, way back in the day with Defo and the Mad Dog when I broke in. And those guys talk about mentors, Jeff DeForest and the Mad Dog, Jim Manich. Sunday Night Sports Rap, baby. I was the producer. I was an intern and a producer. 2.5, maybe 3 years I worked on that show. UPN 33, Sunday nights in Miami. We had Marino. We had Shula. We had Van Beesbrook, the Beezer, on the Stanley Cup run in 96. Who could forget the Beezer? But all those memories, and now the Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. So if you're a skilled tradesman, unlike me, trying to produce a show, I have great news for you. You can get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? No problemo. Get expert support, industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business, and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free master trade program. That's right. Every trade master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. Why am I singing? Why am I humming? Why am I so festive and full of love? Because Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. That's why. And now, as if that's not enough, it's also available on Amazon Fire TV and the free Fire TV channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering almost every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available in the free Fire TV channels app. As we wrap it up here, Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. 4-1, Royals win the opener. We're about to be out. We about to be out. All right, here we go. And give you a second to remind you that tonight's show, tonight. Oh, my computer is not liking me at all tonight. What in the world is going on here? All right. There we go. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Where are we? Ha! All right. Jeez Louise. There we go. Okay. Finally loaded for me, guys. Sorry about that. It just took a little bit longer than it should have. A little bit longer. And there we go. Got to show some love to the people who make this all possible. This episode tonight brought to you by Prize Picks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnMLB and use code, all lowercase, LockedOnMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. And also by FanDuel, make every moment more. That's right. FanDuel hooking all customers up with a boost or a bonus daily. There's something for you, for everyone, but for you specifically, every day, all summer long. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to get started. Let's get it started in here. All right, here we go. My chair is also shrinking. There we go. Nothing mechanical is working here tonight, but we don't care. We don't let it stop us here on Locked On Sports Miami. And, of course, the Marlins lose tonight 4-1 to Kansas City. And right now they're a mash unit, man. Like, they don't have anybody to pitch. They don't have anybody to pitch, man. Like, they just don't have anybody to pitch. They don't have anybody to pitch. They're not hitting the ball. And it's just a tough go right now for Miami. They're scrappy. They're fun to watch. They get after it every night, unlike my computer tonight. But, man, they are really, they actually are. They're really fun to watch. They get after it. They play hard. They have fun. They strike out a ton. They make maddening mistakes pretty much nightly. But they are an exciting team to watch and a fun team. You know, you can see why the fans love the Marlins so much. It's not a huge fan base, but the diehards, you guys are great, man. And the day-by-dayers here on the show. By the way, Chirinos is going to pitch tomorrow for the Marlins. And Rogers, after that, Trevor Rogers is probably the only starter in the starting five who's not on the DL right now because Tyler, Munoz, Chirinos, Roddery Munoz, and Rogers. So you got Chirinos against Lugo tomorrow, and that is an 8-10 first pitch. And I'm going to wrap it with my Panther story in a minute. You got Yonny Chirinos, no record, 0 wins, 0 losses, 3.6 ERA against Seth Lugo, 10-2 with a 2.42. Lugo's a beast. And so naturally, the Royals are minus 200, Marlins plus 100. The over-under is at 9.5, and it's minus 105 on the over, minus 115 on the under. So there you have it. Chirinos and Lugo, 8:15 Eastern, first pitch tomorrow night for Game 2 of this series. And before I get on out of here, I have to tell you a little story. The year was 1996, or as we knew it back then, the year of the rat, the Florida Panthers. Why was it the year of the rat? I used to cover that team. I was in training camp with that team. My boys, my friends were the equipment managers for that team. Scotty, Billy, Zook, Chunk, Shouts. Those are my boys from the 90s, man. They got us tickets all the time. I was in the media. I was doing shows every night on Waxy 790 at 11 p.m., The Zone, right before Charles J's Total Action. Shout out to Chuck. And talking about the Panthers every night, man. Not a hockey fan, never have been, but that year changed everything for South Florida as a hockey city. And it was Miami Arena. That building was incredible, man. Miami Arena was incredible between the Heat and the Panthers in the mid to late 90s. The days that I would go there and just, the playoff games. The year of the rat, man. Scott Mellenby, one of the captains on that team. Or actually, Brian Scruthan was the captain. Mellenby, one of the veterans on the team. Mellenby saw a rat run across the floor of the trainer's room while he was being taped, and he slap-shotted the rat to kill the rat. Just smashed it. Bang, right? Rat's dead. No more rat. Well, every game that year, the story kind of spread, right? And every time the Panthers would score a goal, everybody in that building was throwing a rat on the ice. I remember Tom Barrasso in goal for the Penguins, the great Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr Penguins, after they had beaten the great Ray Bourque and the Boston Celtics. I remember Barrasso crouching and ducking and hiding in the net from the barrage of rats that were being thrown at him. And it was just incredible, unlike anything I'd ever seen. 3/4 of the people in that building didn't know a damn thing about hockey. But I will never forget those early days of my career in Miami Arena with the Panthers on that Stanley Cup run. They got swept 4-0 by the Colorado Avalanche to put an end to it all. But, man, what a run that was, and what a team with Robbie Niedermeyer and Brian Scruthan and Scott Mellenby and Paul Laws. And, oh, man, there was just so many of them to name. Bill Lindsay, shout out to Bill Lindsay, my former radio partner, good dude on that team as well. So all those years, all those teams, they came to South Florida in the 90s. and the Florida Panthers are finally Stanley Cup champions. Shout out to Steve Goldstein, Goldie, longtime voice. And wow, he and I competed a lot over the years, but I'm proud of what he's done and the work we've done all the way across the board. 4-1 Marlins, they lose tonight against Kansas City. The second game of the series is tomorrow night. And like I said, it'll be Chirinos for Miami against Lugo for the Royals. Ragans strikes out 11. The Marlins, with that loss, they fall to 27-51. The Royals go to 43-37. And they will play that second game tomorrow. Again, Kansas City the favorite. That's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. Shout out to the Mad Dog Jim Manich. What a great run the Panthers had in '96, and we had so much fun back in those days bringing it to you. But they finally win the Stanley Cup championship tonight. Went back last year, couldn't get it done. They get it. D-O-N-E, baby. Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup champions. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you being here every day. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. I'm out.